You see, when we lift into that higher consciousness, that higher aspect, that Christ awareness, that high Christed I am presence, our higher self, that's when we can transcend the limitations of this world. That's when we can sail through the storms of life. So, as we begin to seek that divine mind and then make it real in our life, Jesus' walking on the water is a lesson in spiritual overcoming. See, his walking on the water is a lesson in spiritual overcoming, in his identity as one with God, spiritual being, one with the elements. The elements supported him. The water element, earth, air, fire, water, ether. These are elements that as we begin to move into oneness with God, we can move into oneness with all these elements, and then the elements will support us in our walk on planet Earth. So the water element was supporting Jesus Christ also, because he was one with it. He didn't fear it. So is it a lesson of spiritual overcoming? Or is it an example of coming over to Spirit? So in our life, if we start coming over to Spirit, surrendering to Spirit in our life, then we'll begin to overcome the obstacles that we would define as obstacles. When we find the law of Spirit, see, when we find the law of Spirit, then the material expression adjusts itself. When we find the law of Spirit and understand that God is in all, omnipresent in all things, so this is the underlying law of the universe. When we understand that, the material expression adjusts itself. So just like earlier when I was talking about those fear thoughts, we manifest with those thoughts. We make those our foundation. So now we make Spirit, God thoughts our foundation. We mold the ethers. We manifest matter. When you rule your mind, you rule your world. Boy, what a fun song, isn't it? The words are awesome and they're empowering. Because what you think is what you get. And we are waking up now. And we live in a free will universe, and we have the right to be free thinkers. And it's ours to exercise that right. We're all aware of quantum physics and mechanics, where we talk about mind creating. You see, let's prove it now. The masters and teachers have been talking and demonstrating, and we need proof. But we have the proof now, you see? So now we can really set a strong foundation in our walk on planet Earth. So we can set our intention. That's really cool. Intention's the key. The universe energy follows matter. Visualize. What do you want? And then God and I are one. God and I are one. So intention, be of good cheer. Hey, let's create and joy. Intention, be of good cheer. Visualization, it's I. It is I. God is in all things. Be not afraid. God and I are one. So to begin each day with that little statement will support us in our creations, in our manifestations, in our ability to navigate through the sea of life. We're constantly moving through life, and it's changing every day. Other people's thoughts around us are changing. We're changing. People watch the news. Whatever they see on the news, they talk about. Feed it. Support it. Be of good cheer. I don't think I'm going to go there. You see, we can choose not to go there. It's I. There is God in all things. Maybe there's a perfect plan. And be not afraid. Be not afraid. forever safe in the loving heart of God. I am with you always. I had a dream last night. We're busy all the time here. Well, but it's good. Thank you. We love. So we had class yesterday morning, then we had a wedding, and we're working on trying to get service done and keep the leaves right and all this good stuff. So last night, so I went up and I was meditating and writing. Okay, God, like, what do you want me to say? Walking on water, and then I'm tired and getting some and not, and so then I'm going to bed, and so before I go to bed, it's like, God, I want to be lifted up, and I want you to teach me tonight and show me what I can talk about. So it was really neat. It was interesting. So I dreamed water dreams. I was by the sea and like fishing in like deep sea fishing boats. But it was really neat because this one time I was standing like on a small cliff, and a friend of mine was down here in the water, and here was his boat, which could have been a 35-foot sport fishing boat. And we're talking, and he said, I'm just not really getting on with my life the way I should be. I know that I've got some more blessings that I can give, and I'm just not doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing. And he's standing in the water, and the boat's just floating next to him, and we're talking a little bit, and it was really neat. And the boat just drifts away, and then we just looked, and the boat was way far away. And so he started swimming after his boat. And I stood there for a moment, and then it was like, I looked out there and I couldn't see the boat and I couldn't see him. It was like maybe a mile out there already. And I goes, I've got to go. I've got to go save him or help him or something, And so next thing so I see myself, and I'm in my 40-foot deep sea fishing boat. And I've got the lever, and it's like, I gotta do this. And so I've got this lever. And so the thing that I got in my dream was like, like on a stick shift car or clutch, like sometimes you just can't get in, it's like, it's not going. It's like, I'm going, and then my female comes in. A female comes in. My female comes in. Cindy comes into my dream. And ever so gently, just reaches up on the lever and just pushes it forward, and we take off. And it was like, oh wow, this is so neat. And what I was getting, like, lucid dreaming, you're there, and you know you're there, and you're not just in this dream world, you're conscious and all this. And so all this was going on because I asked to be shown something, and it was like, in my lower nature, to rush to help someone, and sometimes when we want to help someone or get something done, don't we just push too hard sometimes? And it's almost like the harder we push, the harder it gets. We're not accomplishing it. And then, so then my female came in, and it was like intuition. Tapping into that God guidance that's always available to us all. And then when I allowed that intuition to come into my life to guide me, it just gently got it going. And you know what? When we're pushing to help somebody or rushing after to save someone, and that boat was out there, I couldn't see him. And then it came to me, well, maybe they had to swim a mile to show themselves that they would do whatever it takes to get their ship back so that they could be captain of their ship. And in my ego to save them, well, what happens if I didn't let them make that mile? When we go through life,